It is October 23rd, 2023, almost 8 p.m. It's been a while since I did my last video, and honestly, it's only because I'm just don't have the patience for video management. Taking videos of me in the gym and so on, it's a bit of a hassle, and just haven't done it lately. But I definitely wanted to check in because I'm 2 weeks away from my physique competition, and a little less than 2 weeks, and I wanted to capture like this moment because even though I did a competition in May, if you followed my channel, I did the all natural OCB competition on May 20th of this year and took first place in the Masters 40 plus category, so that means any guys who are 40 and over, and I took second place in open and second place in novice, so that kind of got me itching for competitions, as that's the first I've ever done, and I'm age 45, and then decided to do it again. So I threw my hat in the ring, and now I'm doing a much harder association called NPC, a bit less regulated in terms of the steroid usage and the drug testing. I don't think they do at all for masters, and if you know my station, you know me, I'm all natural. I don't do any PEDs. Even for OCB, I had to do a drug test and a lie detector test to prove that I hadn't taken any steroids. So this one's going to be a bit interesting, but I think I got a good showing. And maybe even I'll do a quick check-in on the physique, because things are very painful now, and that's what I wanted to touch on, is this whole experience. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, is doing a competition, a physique competition. And the best analogy I can give at this point, being 2 weeks out, is my calories and everything is so restricted. I'm basically eating to live, no more, no less. And before I was in, a deficit, but not a really big one. To put it into context, my daily intake on carbs right now is 120 grams of carbs, which is very little. Still high protein, 210. And then fats is like 35. You can do that in like one sitting. One visit to McDonald's will like exceed that, and I'm doing that for the entire day. So like the analogy I can give is basically you're hungry all day, you're irritable, you eat, you finish your meal, you're hungry, you have to wait 2.5 hours again to eat again, only to be hungry, and you're doing this all day long, and you have to find a way to get to the point where you can lay in bed and just sleep it off. So it's very painful. There's nothing pleasant about it, but I am definitely shredded, single-digit body fat easily, and I could probably step on stage tomorrow, so it feels really good that all the hard work is putting in. But being this restricted in terms of food and then getting into the gym and having a good workout is really, really hard. But it's a matter of will, it's a matter of wit, and mental game is insane. So I've been doing this for 12 weeks now. This prep has been 12 weeks so far, and by the end of the competition, I will be a total of 14 weeks. I started at 191 pounds, currently at 178, 177, and I feel like I'll get to 175, 174 by the time show day is next Saturday at 11 a.m. in New Jersey. So I just wanted to capture the moment in terms of like the feeling I have right now, because I'm basically in a lot of pain mentally, and to be honest, and the whole thing with the hunger, cravings, and having to show up for work, having to be there for your family is not easy at all. But this is why I think I like it so much, is it's an incredible... Okay, so my dog needs to go out. Let's see, there's Murphy. Murphy wants to go out, so go ahead, let's go outside before you start barking and wake up the kids. Sorry about that. So, go ahead. Go pee-pee. Go. It's just an incredible challenge, and not something that's common, and most people I don't think could do it. It's an extreme way to live, an extreme way to eat, and most people probably would find it not even needed. Like, why even bother? But the whole challenge of it all is what really excites me, and that's basically it. In terms of the dieting, I'm eating about 5 meals a day. Each meal is having around 40-ish grams of protein, very little carbs, and actually most of my carbs are being eaten probably in the first half of the day. I'll have a little bit of an apple before I get to the gym, so I could have some quick sugar and quick source of carbs to get some energy, go to the gym at 5 a.m. And then after the gym, to feed my fuel my body as it goes through repairing its muscle tissue, which is breaking down inside the gym, I am having a decent amount of carbs as well. Again, like a quick source of carbs. Banana. Banana's got a bit of fiber in it, so I try to eat something that's digestible quickly, little fats. Even sometimes I'll have like a sugary cereal because that is broken down quickly, digested quickly, gets into your bloodstream and into your muscles quickly. And I only have it a little bit once a day, so I'm not suggesting you have that every day or all day long. But something like Reese's Pieces cereal, any sort of sugary cereal, Lucky Charms, that sort of thing is actually very good to getting energy quickly. Right now, I'm having my last meal. This is egg whites, a little bit of hot sauce, and some relish, if you can imagine. One of the things you find when you're in such a caloric deficit is like your taste buds are off the charts. Like you really need some kind of taste in your mouth, and you start eating things and mixing it with like random stuff just to feel like something in your mouth, whether that's hotness or sweetness. It's really crazy. And I'm currently eating, I can't even tell you, probably 30 or so egg whites a day. Other than that, it's chicken, it's beef. I should probably eat some seafood, but the house smells and it's a little colder out, so I can't really grill easily. So I'm saving the family from not wanting to smell like fish, like cod or salmon or something. But it's egg whites only, but egg whites, chicken, and beef. And then that's my main source of protein, along with actually some soy milk or even some non-fat milk from Fairlife, which is like 13 grams per 8 ounces, which is higher than normal. Normally it's 8 ounces of protein per 8 ounces, 8 grams of protein per 8 ounces of milk. And then throughout the day, carbs are really like rice cakes, white rice, some multigrain bread, and then whatever carbs you find naturally in milk, soy milk. Sometimes I'll have shelled salted edamame, which is really good. And that's pretty much about it. It's kind of pathetic and it's kind of depressing, but it is what it is. So I'm almost there, a little less than 2 weeks before I step on stage. I'm going to chronicle a bit more over the next week and a half, just so you can kind of see how things evolve. The so-called peak week, which is like the 7 or 8 days before the show day, there's a lot of thinking that goes into it in terms of like carbing. I'm going to carb up, so I'm basically going to go from 120 grams of carbs right now up to like 325, 330, and that's going to be on the Monday before. So next Monday, I'm going to really start upping my intake of carbs. And the thinking there is, whether you realize it or not, your muscles are made predominantly of water, and then also it's carbohydrates in the form of what's called glycogen. And glycogen, the body uses for quick sources of energy. So if you start sprinting, for example, your body takes the glycogen, breaks it down into what's called glucose, which is kind of like a sugary compound, and then it uses that for energy. So when you deplete your muscles of carbs, there is a level of your muscles looking a bit flat. So on the Monday before competition, I surge the carbs, and like a sponge, it all gets absorbed, and you'll start seeing a fuller look with the muscles. And then I'll slowly kind of go back down to, by the time show day, down to about 160. So the thinking is get as lean as you can, get shredded, keep the muscle mass as much as you can, shed the subcutaneous body fat so that you really look shredded, you look peeled. The week of the competition week, carb up, really feed the muscles the carbs, it sucks it in, really expands, and then slowly taper it down, keeping to a level of working out up until about Thursday. And then that should hopefully get you stepping on stage looking great, along with doing a few things day of, especially like a few hours before. I'll eat things like a Snickers bar and have a few meals like that are high carbs, low fat, low protein, because you don't want that food to just sit in your stomach, or you to increase the level of water and maybe look less peeled and shredded. So I'm learning, as I go. I'm not a professional here, but this is the second one I'm doing, and that's kind of what I've been able to ascertain. And that's it. So I think what I'll do really quick is I talk a lot about how I feel, how I look. Let's take a look really quick at the physique and let you see what we're working with. So I'm gonna walk you into our bathroom here. And bear with me, we'll take the sweatshirt off and you get an idea what things look like here. I don't know if you can see. Yeah. I can't figure out how to, oh, here we go. There we go. Okay. So, this is in my bathroom, so the lighting's a little bit, but you can see, like, I mean, I got nothing left in terms of like the body fat, maybe a little bit here. But that's kind of sucking it in one way, and then to show you what the lats look like, if I squeeze the abs another way, you can see the obliques really like crazy on both sides. And even if I squeeze down, yeah, the striations on the side. And the lat spread, it's not easy to do holding a phone. See kind of like the tapered look, has how it comes in here and flares out. Yeah, so I'll probably lose another few pounds and end up having the spray tan is like insane. Like the spray tan is as dark, like I can't even explain how dark I get. But I look like an Oreo cookie from like here up, you know, I have like my boxers and everything else is sprayed. And the level of darkness is like insane, where the lines you see just accentuates everything. Like the littlest lines here in the chest end up becoming like so pronounced here, and even like the shoulder muscles here is crazy. So it's like how you get like this is incredibly painful. And somebody made a comment which is like so true, which is the more shredded somebody is, the more pain they're going through. And I can tell you firsthand, like there's nothing pleasant about it. There's nothing pleasant about limiting the energy your body needs, feeding it barely enough food, and still going to the gym and like working out, working hard, still, you know, being active during the day. It's incredibly hard. It's incredibly painful, and honestly, it's not even realistic. So just trying to be honest about the whole situation, and that's why I wanted to do this live video, because I wanted to capture like really how I feel, because how I feel mentally is hard, and I can really see how people would have body issues and get bad relationships with food going through an experience like this if you're weak-minded, because it can really F you up. And like when I look in the mirror and I see this, I feel like amazing, like I built that, right? But keeping that is hard as hell, and knowing you're going to lose that can be a bit of a mind F, right? So you got to find that balance between like knowing that it's okay to go back and living a normal life, and this right here is just little fat. Like that's all that is. Most people have abs, they just don't see it because it's covered in fat. And like when you get to this point, there's hardly anything here. Maybe there's a little bit here, but that's going to end up be gone in just a few days. So anyway, I see some people writing stuff. That's my Aunt Jane. Thanks. Good luck. Derek is saying, do you use baby oil on your muscles? No, I don't. But actually, when you get on stage, they do put, after they give you a tan, like 5 minutes before you go on stage, they rub a sponge applicator on you, and it gives you like a shine. So I guess that's kind of like that's oil, but I don't use that personally speaking. Bounce your chest. So I guess he means like that. But anyway, so this is where we're at. I got a little over a week, and I'll continue to check in a little bit because this is crunch time, and it's the hardest time to anybody going through the experience. So that's it. Have a good night, guys. Bye.